Welcome to our 10th tarot play date. I was kind of just taking a look at the chat and I noticed, I think Elle said, like, can you believe it's the 10th tarot play date? And it does feel like it's gone fast, but we are 9 cards in and no majors yet. And I know everybody's kind of hoping for that, or at least most people. I shouldn't speak for everyone. All right, let's go ahead and give some shout out hellos for those of you who've been waiting. It makes me so happy. I sit down and I'm getting ready to start and I see people are here and I just can't wait to talk to you. So hello, Elle, who also posted a link to our Tarot Playdate Facebook group right at the beginning of the chat here. So if you haven't seen that or you haven't joined, please feel free to join us. Hi, Simon at the Hermit's Cave. I don't know that anybody doesn't know that, but I'll just go ahead and say it anyway. Jen, hello. Well, so we have a couple of Jens here. I have Jennifer Ball and who else is here? Hi, Michelle, Diane, Elizabeth, Heather, Craving Pizza. See, Val's here. Hi, Val. Who else do we have? Oh, you guys are chatty this morning. Jamie, Aquarius Owl, France Claire, hoping for that major. Jen, the middle-aged baby witch. Okay, I've got two of my Jens in here. Jilly, hello, hello. Let's see, Bastet's here. Oh, my chat just jumped. Okay. Oh, Robin's here. Hi, Robin. You know, I don't know how you do chat straddling. Like, who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? Let's see, who else is here? Gwen. Hi, Gwen. Essence 818. Selkie. Hi, Selkie. Julia's here. Cat Little Stitches. I don't know if I've seen you before, but if not, and if I've missed you, or I'm sorry, or if I said hello because I forgot, welcome. Christina. See, I said hello. Oh, there's Emma and Anne. Okay. All right, you guys, we have to do some, thank you, Jen, for the hair compliment. All right, let's see what we can manifest today. But before we do, Knight of Swords, I always like to find out, although most people don't usually answer me in the chat here, but I'm going to ask anyway. Did the Knight of Swords show up for anyone this week? One thing that I did notice is that we had a little bit more participation in the Tarot Playbook activity. I actually thought it was a pretty cool one. I always have my reversal note on here so I don't forget reversals before I talk about the playbook. But this one was called Skin Deep, where you basically took your deck and or the majors from your deck, whatever deck you're working with, and you line them up from least attractive to most attractive. And it was really fun seeing the different decks that people chose, what their least attractive cards were, their most attractive cards. I saw quite a few in the Facebook group. I saw some on Instagram. Kiana's always great about posting on Instagram. Okay, we have some more folks filing in. Maharet. Hi, Kelly Bear. Let's see who else. Anne, did I say Anne? I think I said hi to you, Anne, but I'm not. Just in case, we'll just cover the bases. Simon, you said you felt extra sensitive this week. Maybe his energy popped up with the Knight of Swords. Was he coming at you? I still am really, really behind on my coloring book. And I did see, I think it was Kiana posted on Instagram and maybe in the Facebook group. And I just thought, oh, I've got to get caught up. But I'm traveling for work this week. Then I come back. Hopefully I'll have a couple weeks where maybe I can get caught up on that. Hi, Sean. Welcome in. All right. So if we don't really have anything to say about our Knight of Swords, what was he like, our 5th or 6th sword that popped up? We've had quite a few. Sorry about that. I think you guys all need to be really shooting some energy my way when I shuffle, so we don't get cards that are just talking to me, because I'm an air sign, so swords is my suit, right? So you can blame me. You can kind of blame me. All right, as we do every week, before we pull our card, I like to gather a list of 5 questions that we can answer with a single card pull, and these can be questions that you really want to see answered by this card or just hypotheticals. But let's start gathering those questions. And last week, I feel like there were a ton of questions last week that came in that I missed. I still haven't watched that chat back. Let's be honest. So I don't really know what I missed, but I felt like I missed a bunch. So if you had a question last week that I didn't pick or in the last few weeks, please feel free to throw it at me. Hi, Becca. You're not late. We're just getting started. Like 5 minutes. That's not even late. That's just fashionable. All right. I don't know if I've said anything else. Okay, so Jen's got a question for me. How can we find, or for us, I should say, how can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? That's very specific. I like that a lot. Okay, so how can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? Okay, and then, so that was Jen, the middle-aged baby witch, who gave us that question. And then Gwen, what do we need to let go this month? Oh, see, you guys are getting good. It really helps when you put it in all caps, or if you can tag me. I know not on all devices you can do that, but the all caps really does help. So what do we need to let go this month? Okay, I got 2. Let's see. We've had a Pentacle, Cat Low Stitch. We had Knight of Pentacles was our very first card, and I think we had the 2 of Pentacles too. Jen's a very self-serving question. You know, you're allowed, and I think a lot of us can relate to that. Hi, Christina. How can we best use our energy this week? How can we best? It really is a crapshoot as far as which questions I see, because when I'm writing, they're coming in. Use our energy this week. Keep them coming. Oh, you guys are good. Okay. All right, Anne, I love this. How can we turn a negative situation to a positive this week? That's really new. You guys are coming up with some great new questions. Speaking of coming up with questions, I got the cutest little deck this last week created by Juliet Peekaboo Rose, the Cup of Contemplation cards, which is just a deck full of questions. I just love it. Okay, and then Kelly Bear has, how can I get a handle on my anxiety this week? That's another new one we haven't really seen. Oh, pen don't die on me now. Actually, as long as I write the questions down and makes it through that, I think I'm okay, because I don't think I write anything else down until much later. All right, so we have 5 questions. Thank you all. I know there were a lot more that came in. I will admit, oh, see, Essence 818, you had a great question. Yep, Kiana confirmed that I always want to say Kiana. You're not Kiana, you're Kiana. Thank you guys. I see a lot of great questions. So please bring them back to me next week, because these are really great. All right, so our 5 questions. How can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? 2, what do we need to let go of this month? 3, how can we best use our energy this week? 4, how can we turn a negative situation into a positive this week? I think that's really cool. I think all of these are great, don't get me wrong. And then 5, how can I get a handle on my anxiety this week? And while not everybody maybe feels like they have anxiety, I think we all have moments, right? We all have moments. We can all benefit from these questions. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set that aside. I'm gonna take a sip of tea. I'm gonna breathe real deep and be calm. Maybe it's my anxious live energy that gets us swords every week. I'm taking on a lot of responsibility for this, but all right, I hope I haven't missed anything good in the chat. All right, folks, we're shuffling. If you have a card you would like to see come up, you best be sending a lot of energy my way. Don't put this all on my shoulders. All right. Oh, there it is. And Jen's not even here, the other Jen. Oh no. Okay. It's a good thing I don't do jumpers. Okay, I just want you to see the back of my head a couple times every week. All right, we're going to keep this over the table a little bit better here. All right. Yeah, we haven't had any wands either. I actually pulled my card of the day today was a wands card. All right. All right. The card we need is going to come up regardless of what we want. Just remember that. I know I can't use jumpers at all. All right. One more good shuffle. Deep breath. And oh no. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I feel there's something about this tarot play date that loves court cards. I know. It's not swords, but it is pentacles. So it's not wands. It's a lot of majors. It's not a major. It seems like the more that we want those to come up, the less they come up. Or, well, not the less. I know. I'm sorry. All right, folks. What are we feeling? How do we feel about this card? Oh, Kelly has her stalker card. It's not a sword. It is another knight. This is our third knight, you guys, because we've had the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and now the Knight of Pentacles. There's something about, maybe it's the energy of this group, right? And the fact that we're taking action in this group. These knights, man. All right. I know. Stick with me. Don't hang up. Don't turn me off. We can still do this. We have to get through all 78 cards, So eventually it's going to happen. All right, let's see what we're thinking. We had a lot of relief that it wasn't a sword here in the chat. Gwen says the universe is telling us something. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Silky immediately says this is a steadfast card. You guys want to hear something funny? This was my card of the month for January. So I just left my Knight of Pentacles month. It probably is my fault again. Oh, or Jilly, or it's Jilly's fault because she said this card has been in her head all day yesterday and today. Jilly, you were manifesting strongly. So, all right. Essence 818 says this is grounded. Val says it's the energy that we have in the play date. Exactly. Let's see, slow and steady. We have everybody kind of coming up with some initial thoughts on this card. Slow yet steady. Oh, you guys, there's so much chat. I'm going to get caught up here. Oh, and Simon said when he opened his book, and by the book, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that he means the Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. It opened right up to the Knight of Pentacles. So this is the card we're supposed to have, you guys. So we are going to embrace it and love it. Jen says, she pulled this card in a spread for the question, how can I connect more meaningfully with my community? See? We're here. We're here all together. The most stable knight of all. Yes, it is. Let's see. Loyal and dependable, says Elizabeth. Yeah, it seems like this card is really resonating for a lot of us. So the energy you directed, we got our card. And if we look back at the questions, we are going to find, I think, the answers in the card, like Jilly's saying here. So that's great. Emma says this brings a meaning of learning to manage finances, becoming wiser with money. Robin asks, why are the Knight and Horse wearing salad greens on their heads? What's the Knight of Pentacles? It's the earthy suit. I think that makes sense. Heather says this is her favorite of the Knights. Simon said this is the master of well-being and achievement. Gwen, you like it? The card? We're all happy with this? Rosemary's glad it's another Knight because they can be quite hard to read out of all the court cards. Slow but steady, painstaking perfectionist. Yes. Yeah, we get the cards, right? A lot of the majors we know. We feel more comfortable with those. The tarot play date, the card pulls are not letting us go easy on ourselves. We are being challenged. So Jilly says, this card always tells me to stay focused and stay the course. See the whole picture. All right, so now that we've kind of covered a lot of our reactions of the card, we have some people throwing out some meanings. Sorry, I have something in my eye. It's always something. Last week, I was like dabbing at my hot face. I'm getting more comfortable with you guys, apparently. Simon says, remember your own sovereignty. Michelle, dependable, reliable. Elizabeth says, he loves comfort and security and luxury. Me too. You know what? Speaking of luxury, I am flying out. While you guys are bringing some words to me, I'm going to entertain you for a moment or just tell you a story. And whether or not you're entertained, I guess, is up to you. But I am taking a flight later today to our Phoenix office in Arizona. And I realized I booked my flight. For those in the US will know Super Bowl Sunday is like a national holiday here, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. And I booked my flight without thinking during the Super Bowl. Bonus, I got upgraded to first class. So this all ties into the luxury concept. So I'm excited about that. All right. The fields in front of him are ready to plant some seeds, says Gwen. Okay, what are your initial first thoughts before we dive into all of the, and there's a lot of elements to dive into in this card today, I think. So let me pull this closer for you. And again, we're not too focused yet on the symbols, but I want you guys to get a nice good look because I haven't done that yet. There's his salad greens, as Robin pointed out. There we go. I know. First class, free drinks. This ain't no 1 minute man. No, this guy takes his time, right? Right? Anne says consideration before moving ahead. Yeah, I haven't been in first class in ages, and it's only like a 2.5 hour flight, but I will totally take it. All right, you guys want to dive into symbols, or do you have more meanings? So we have a lot of, kind of slow and steady, considering before we act. The horse here doesn't have the movement that we see in some of the other knights. All right, let's talk about what we see in this card. One of the things that I'm kind of noticing right off the bat is how much color there is. There's so much red, at least in this one. Now, I don't know if you guys have different Knights of Pentacles in front of you right now, but I'd be curious to know if there's as much red, because I would associate red as, and Jill is really good at pointing out red for us every week when we see that, the passion and the confidence. And maybe that's what this guy carries, is a lot of confidence. All right. Rosemary says, though the fields look empty, the colors are very warm and luxurious with the red and the greens. Yes. All right. I'm trying to keep this from going too blurry here. I don't know what you're saying about the nickel and the Nickelodeon, Robin. Kiana says his mission is long-term. He has no interest in hasty action and will work hard and long to ensure his success. Gwen, he is passionate yet steady. Robin says, all the red straps, a strapping young lad. Elle says, passion with purpose. Yeah, and much more control, right? It's not the kind of whimsical, romantic flightiness maybe that can sometimes be represented by the Knight of Cups. And it's not that gung-ho energy that we saw with our Knight of Swords. Heather, I think it's really interesting that he doesn't look at the pentacle in his hand, but instead looks past it. It's like he has forgotten to appreciate what he has and is only looking at what could be. So looking towards the future, that's interesting. It's almost kind of like a Four of Cups mentality that you're seeing. Is that a fair relation? I might be kind of overstepping that a little bit. Abundance Tarot, hello. He is following his dreams for the long term. Aquarius Al says he's persistent. Ooh, did Elle say something that I missed, or was it the thing that I read out loud? Oh, passion with purpose. Okay. Robin says cash in hand, literally, right? Again, Robin, every week I do appreciate your literal interpretations. I know I say it probably every week as well, but at least I always appreciate it. Hello, Elena. Let's see. Essence 818 looks like he is making an offer. Practical, says Kelly. What about the black horse compared to the other knights? Oh, do I have my other knights? One of my knights is in my room. Yeah, this knight is gray in the Knight of Cups, and I think our Knight of Swords is white, right? That horse. Yeah, a darker horse. That's really interesting. What do we think about that? Gwen has the little thinking face on. Robin says the check is in the mail. So this guy, our knights can often be messengers, right? Is that right? No, I think our knights can be messengers. Selkie says the horse has a stillness about him or her. Simon's reading from the book. The field is the field of life and experience, the task of working on oneself and is it tolling one's own acre? Is that what you meant? Yeah, I love the black horse too. The four horsemen with the knights, Aquarius Al. Kiana says, in the holding out of the pentacle, he sees potential prosperity all around him. So that's kind of different than what Heather's seeing, right? Heather's seeing him look past that pentacle, whereas maybe he's looking and recognizing the prosperity around him. Oh, tilling. That's the right word. You know me and my green or black thumb. Who's got a knight in their room? but Elle wants to borrow him. The progress he does make, he makes it sturdy and long-lasting, says Elizabeth. Kiana, yes, the messenger of prosperity and hard work. Goth horse. Yeah, he is a goth horse, isn't he? Is the horse standing in water? I don't think so in this card. So here, what I love about this landscape, there's so much actually going on. Come on, focus. You know you wanna. There it is. So we have green, we have sort of these brown hills, but you know, these look very much with the rose in there. Those definitely look like farmland or planting. And then we have this blue in the background, which kind of looks hilly. So those might be mountains with funky coloration, or is that water back there at the base of the mountains, the little hills? What do you think? Rosemary just now noticed that the horses are different colors in each card. Gwen, black is associated with mystery. Could that have something to do with it? Sure, like our steady, mysterious night. Why not? Robin says, I'm trying to figure out the extra padding on that saddle. What is that extra blanket or jacket hanging down? The yellow one, right? Is that what you mean? Let's take a look. Does it say anything about that in our book? Yeah. Maybe he's bringing his clothes along with. You know, this night he's in this full armor. He needs comfies, right? I mean, he can't wear armor all day. I would hope not anyway. Let's see. I'm going to look at the book here. Unless, Simon, I don't know if you have it, if it points that out at all. Heather says, I always struggle with seeing progress in this one. He isn't making progress. They're literally standing still. But yes, I would agree. Like maybe we're not making progress or we're still in that planning stage. Sean says he looks confident in the potential of greatness. Yeah, all that red really screams that confidence at me for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, Jen said it looked like pants. Kelly Bear says, sometimes we need to stop and take stock before we can readjust our path or plan. Oh yeah, kind of what I was thinking with Heather as well. Kiana says, even the type of horse is different. This one is more suited to plowing and work, which kind of goes along with those farmland fields in the background. So, you know, we'll look at some, obviously, we're going to look at 5 other Knight of Pentacles, but it'll be really interesting to see how the landscape is portrayed in those other cards. A blanket for the long night, says Gwen. Rosemary, organized for cold weather or a picnic, right, with our jacket or whatever that is. Simon says the red bridle stands for well and passion, but also for egoism. Now, see, that's interesting. Confidence borders arrogance, right? Kelly, we don't always need to be on the move. We need to stop the glorification of busy. You know, this day and age, right? We are all attached to our electronic devices. We're always doing something. It's much more difficult to unplug from the busy, isn't it? This is why I really need to get better about my meditation practice. Speaking of meditation and things, I'm going to do a little mini shout out in here. Jilly, our little Zen crone, has a Facebook group. It was called Zen Without Walls, and it's now called Life Without Walls. If you haven't seen it and you are on Facebook, she is posting a plethora of wonderful information. So if you need to slow down the busy and want to get some great stuff, go check that out. All right. Let's see. Jilly says, speaking of Jilly, I feel like all of the knights, he is the most steadfast, the most deliberate, and the most dedicated and loyal. His frontal lobe is more developed than the others. I like that. And then Kelly, yeah, or the idea that we're meant to always be productive to have value, right? There is societal standards. Oh, we could get into societal standards all day long, couldn't we? So Heather sees the stopping and taking stock. L, acceptance of responsibility, no matter how tedious, slow but sure. Gwen, no clouds, no wind, and a bird. Oh, there's our birdie. Wait, or is that dirt? That's something on my card. Seriously, the bird's gone. No more bird. Do you have a bird in yours, maybe? Sorry, fake bird. All right. Oh, Elle just posted a link to Jilly's Facebook group. Oh, Gracia, you're not that super late, but we did pull our third night. Thank you, Jen. All right. Phoenix, Arizona climate and terrain. You know, I'm really looking forward to getting out of the Seattle rain, but doesn't it just figure today is a beautiful day outside? It's cool, but it's sunny and brilliant, and it has been raining disgustingly for at least a week. All right, let's see. Have we talked about the armor? No, let's talk about the armor. And let's talk about the foliage grown out that's, you know, we don't have a red, you know, a feather like we see in our, what is it, our Knight of Cups. I put that card away. But we have this red glove, the armor, and then with this red over the top, right? So it's not just the armor. There's this kind of softening apparel over the top of it. What do you think? The armor shows that one is prepared and it provides protection and security. Yes. Oh, I'm not going to find any information about this card in this book. What the heck am I doing? All right, let's get, oh, the card's over there, the camera's over there. One-handed is always tricky, you know? Okay, my Knight of Pentacles is probably in the back. 8, 9. Oh, the courts are somewhere else, aren't they, Simon? Okay, I give up. I'm not going to do that to you guys. Simon, you just tell us the stuff because you're so good at that. The courts are at the front. Okay, thank you. Because I was struggling. Oh, the Knight of Staves and Wands. Oh, my knights are like right at the beginning here. Oh, after the majors. Okay. There we go. Page. Oh. And then they... No, I give up. I can't find it on demand, apparently. All right, Gwen's saying no butterflies or other symbols on the armor. What you see is what you get. Be patient. Yes, I love that. Heather's noting that the Knight of Pentacles in the Triple Goddess Tarot is actually beautiful. You know, it's funny how many decks I have where I will see a card, it seems like, for the first time, even after I've used the deck for a while. All right, any other symbology we want to note of? What do you guys think about this landscape here really quick in the back? So we have a couple of trees. Did anybody talk about what we think about, other than kind of my comment earlier about this kind of green foliage coming out of his helmet? You know, do we think that's just the earthy element coming into play, or do we think it has more meaning than that? Kelly says he's Geralta Rivera, patiently putting up with Jaskier's Dandelion's BS before he has to go fight another monster. It helps if you know that story, I'm sure. I've heard of Geralta Rivera, but I don't know the story. Selkie wants you to look up the feathers or whatever is in his helmet. Simon says the pentacle and the sky should be exactly the same color, showing only distinction on account of its contour. Oh, interesting. So we do have a little bit of a difference in the coloration here, but if we looked at the original, would we see those being more closely aligned in color? Robin says, I wonder if the greenery on the heads is indicative of some kind of celebration, like in the Six of Wands. Oh, you know, like where you have the wreath on the head or in the air, right? Lettuce head. Yes, it is a lettuce head. All right. Kiana says, my book states that the leaves coming out of his helmet and the horse's bridle resemble a cluster of oak leaves, reminding us of investment for the future. Ooh, I love that. Oh, from The Witch. I haven't seen it, Kelly. Okay, that makes sense. Protector of the earth, says Jilly. Simon says, okay, wait. Which symbolizes that we need to distinguish our talents. Oh, the pentacle in the sky. That's kind of the continuation of that. Elle, I'm still cool. I know. I haven't decided if I want to watch The Witcher or not, but I haven't had a lot of time for television. All right. Kiana, the color of the fields, rich terracotta fields. The time is right for sowing, right? This right here. Perhaps he is the one to plant those fields with his offer in the greenery. He is our retirement plan knight. He totally is. Invest in your 401k, retirement plans, whatever it might be. So in the background, tell me, you guys, if you're looking at any other versions of the Rider-Waite-Smith with other colors. Do we think this is water? Come on. I mean, you can kind of see it's blue. There we go. Is there a tiny bit of water in this card? Maybe. All right. Okay. So we are half an hour in. You know, we usually spend about 30 minutes on our first card. Shall we tackle an alternative card and a question? Thank you, Jen. Yes, Glenn, we're not doing readings here. We are diving into the tarot and studying together. Oh, we don't need that guy anymore. All right, what should be our first deck that we look at? All right, so once again, for those of you who don't know, most of you, I think, in the room probably do know, but I randomly draw 5 decks from my collection every week to look at the alternative cards. And since I don't know what card it is, I don't know if it'll be a good choice or not. But so this is a deck that I've had that I haven't worked with yet, but I'll be interested to see what it pulls out. And that is the Tarot of the 78 Doors. I was really hoping, and for any of you who've ever seen me talk about this deck, I strongly believe that the 8 and 9 of Swords imagery is switched in this deck. So I just really wanted us not to get either of those cards with this deck in the mix. And thankfully, my wish was granted. Okay, let's look at our 9 of Pentacles. Okay, apparently half of my cards are upside down. And the swords are in the back. This is ordered very strangely. All right, I haven't even shuffled it yet. Yeah, the pentacle, it goes cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. What deck gets ordered like that? All right. No, not 9. I'm really drawn to the 9 of Pentacles right now, you guys. Okay, here's our 9. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Let's take a look. Does anybody have this deck? I'd never really heard of it until, okay, we have the where to put things problem again. Here is our 9 of Pentacles from 78 Doors. These are the backs, by the way. All right, I'm going to pull it in close, pull it back. I really love this element of this knight holding a gift, right? That kind of brings a different message to the pentacle. Okay, come focus. There we go. Is that okay? Can you guys see that okay? I know the camera really is apparently wanting to focus on my face today. Yeah, he comes bearing gifts. What is your deal today? There we go. Lancelot and Guinevere, says Jilly. The mustache knight. Does he have a mustache? Oh, he sure does. What else do we notice about this? We still have an interesting kind of similar landscape, I think. Still standing still, like, come get it, lady, says Aquarius Owl. He looks like a Chad. You're naming them now? He sees who will receive it. Yep. Hi, Jen. You missed all my dropsies, but I did them, so your day can start. Oof. Do you not like this card, Kelly? Is that what that means? I hope this means that my Christmas gift is coming soon. Do you have a Christmas gift lost in the post, Gracia? Is that a princess in the distance happy to see him? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at her face. Maybe she's a lady of the house, but she looked happy. There we go. There we go. Oh, no, it means she does like him. Let's see. Gilderoy Lockhart. Oh, yes, from Harry Potter. It does look like Gilderoy Lockhart, doesn't it? You love the Lord Flashheart? Ah, oh, you love. That was a bark of happiness. Brings the promise of shared wealth and security. This is the 78 Tarot of the 78 Doors. It's a low Scarabeo deck that I picked up in a local shop near me. It was one of those things where I went into a local metaphysical shop that I hadn't been in, and I wanted to buy something. But I get a little bit weirded out because the 8 and 9 and swords imagery seem reversed. But if you can get over that, if I can get over that, it's actually a pretty deck. And almost every card, because it's called the 78 Doors, in fact, every card features some kind of doorway. Lord Flashheart says woofala. You know, Kelly, one of these days you're just going to have to brain dump all of your culture knowledge onto me. Abundance Tarot, fancy clothing, not so nicely. So that was one of the things I was wondering, if anybody was going to call that out, the fact that he's not wearing so much armor as he is fancy dress and fancy clothes. This card looks very orange. So maybe enjoyment of life through steady work, you receive your gift. Simon almost bought the Loki Tarot. I don't know if I know that one. All right. So anything else that you kind of get right off the bat before I dive into our question? I want this to focus better. There we go. Now if I can just have a little bit, there we go. I'm just going to hold real steady here. No armor, less guarded. Is he late for the birthday party? The horse looks too small. Yeah, this isn't like the working plowing horse that we see in our original, right? Very different. These have very different vibes for me. This guy seems not so serious, maybe not even so grounded. Making wishes come true, says Gracia. I always think of Loki bellowing Neil in the Avengers. This is more bland than the other card. Yeah, we don't have the vibrancy of color, right? We don't have those bright reds and greens. It's all very pinky orange. He has a saddle blanket too. Yes, he does. Yeah, you miss not seeing the coins. Yeah, I don't know if all the pentacles are like that in this deck. Oh, there's coins in this pentacle card for sure. So it just happens to be this one card. Okay, so our first question. Let's see if we can answer this with this Knight of Pentacles. You don't like the present either. I like the idea of the gift. It helps me think of this as not just a resource, but as a potential offering. So that might be something that I take away from having looked at this card. Al's got the cheesy quote about the gift of the present. You might have to give us that whole quote, Al. The blanket under the saddle for the protection of the horse's back. So there's a bit of practicality there. He's already spent his pentacle, says Julia. That's a good point. All right, our first question. How can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? Oh, I think this is the Knight of Pentacles is a great one to answer that. How can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? And maybe the point is to be more reflective and to allow ourselves to spend that time to plan rather than just going for the gusto like we might have with the Knight of Swords, right? That's one thing that I could say about that. What do you guys think? Gwen says, this card gives me a feeling of uneasiness. Why do you think that is? Dive into that a little, Gwen. Oh, live, laugh, love. Oh, yes. The blanket, most probably for sleeping outside on his travels. Kelly says, be in the present. So in response to our question, how can we find balance between just being and working towards our goal? Being present, being mindful, right? Rosemary says, nurture what matters to you. Plant new seeds. Slow down, says Aquarius Al. The knight took the time to wrap the present. Well, yes, he did, right? It's very lovingly wrapped, I would say. What was the question, Heather? It was, how can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? Oh, I read it again already. Well, now you got it another time. Do something good for others, says Abundance Tarot. Yes, I really like this idea of the being present, allowing ourselves time to plan. In the month of January, we're making New Year's resolutions or goals or setting intentions or whatever it is that we might do. And some people do that all year long. I tend to be one of those, but I still do it in January very deliberately. And a lot of times we come, roaring out of the gate. And it almost makes it harder because then when that momentum dies down, we feel like we're not making any progress. And if we allow ourselves to slow down and have more of a centered state about it, then I think we can probably accomplish more in the long run. Gwen says, observe the situation and don't get overexcited by your goals. Step by step building towards our destination. Exactly. Yeah, or we could say it that way, Kelly. Or rather than just doing something good for others, don't be a selfish dickhole. You just made me say that on YouTube, just saying. All right. Be patient with others and yourselves. Yes, I love it. Hi, White Tree Tarot. We are just answering the question, how can we find balance between just being and working towards our goals? I know, I didn't have to read it out loud, but it was kind of fun. Sometimes I feel rebellious. I don't want you guys to think I'm too goody two shoes. That's no fun. All right. Elle, behave yourself. This is your tarot mama talking. All right. Anybody else want to look at anything else on this card before we move on to our second alternate card for the week? Going. Our pretty little gift-giving Knight of Pentacles. All right, let me leave this little guy available. Okay, so I want to kind of leave. There's one card I think I want to leave for last. Let's do the Moonchild Tarot. So that was my second deck that I got this week. Oh, I was like, please tell me it's not the Knight with no pants, but it's not, because that's the Knight of Cups. Yes, that Knight drives me kind of crazy. Boy. Okay, let's set this guy over here. All right. Our Knight of Pentacles in the Moonchild Tarot. I'm going to pull it close, pull it back. What do we think? Hipster Knight. I mean, that man bun. I mean, there's no better man bun than that right there, right? The full moon, right? And that almost is, you know, it's funny. I was looking at this card and I didn't even see that that was the moon. Maybe it's because I was looking at it so closely. What is he holding? You know, that's a great question. It almost looks, the way he's holding it looks like he's holding a surfboard, but that's, I don't think surfboards get that narrow at the top. Yeah, no horse but wicked man bun. But he's got that armor. He's not letting his flag flap in the wind. Nope. No freaking horse, right? Sometimes our knights in some decks don't have a horse. I always kind of like that, but is it a flag? Maybe, maybe that is. That would make sense. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I actually thought that maybe this was, come on, focus. I actually thought maybe this was just collage art getting in the way. Camera. You know, you guys, if I can get like 18 more subscribers, I can film on my phone instead of this thing or stream on my phone. Okay. Maybe a yurt. Yeah, maybe he's building a yurt. He's definitely more nature oriented. Okay, so Robin's seeing a banner with a pentacle on it. Lots of people seeing the flag. You're jealous of that flag, Elle, because the cute knight with the man bun is holding it? Is that why you're jealous? Looks like the wrapping present from the previous card, right? So here's, yeah, he's wrapping the present that we're gifting right here, right? There is a river in the background, right? So if we get really close, we see that water in the background. There. Thank you for the focus, camera. Lots of greenery here. So we're still seeing that earthy element. Oh, and that's like a sun, a pentacle or a sun. Yeah, you get me to 1,000. We're so close, so close. I don't really like shilling for subs, but getting to that 1,000 mark is going to make things a lot easier. Let me tell you. He is paying very close attention to that banner and flag. All right. So our second question this week is, what do we need to let go of this month? Well, he's holding very tightly to that flag. So what do we need to let go of this month? How would our Knight of Pentacles answer that question for us? What sort of flowers are they? Sunflowers? I don't think they're sunflowers. They are more, they're jeweled flowers. So there's lots of, So maybe the pentacles and the wealth that we often see in the pentacles, that's kind of maybe what that represents to me. He looks proud, says Sean. Yeah, Julia makes a very good point. You're asking me about flowers? We all know I never know the answer to that. Let go of our principles regarding the government. Don't let go of your principles. Don't, Robin, please. The lesser known bling flower. Yes, Kelly. To be here for called the bling flower. Let go of anything that needs to fly. Let go of obsessing over money matters, says Kiana. I love this bling flowers. What does the book say? Okay. About the flowers or just in general? So this does come with the book, so I can read this. This is a little easier to manage too than that other big book. Okay, we need to get out of the majors. Wands, Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a wise soul who knows the value of working hard. They have seen and experienced more than most and live their life from a place of quiet, meditative wisdom. Their ability to plan ahead is key to their balanced lifestyle. They do what needs to be done and reap the benefits in the long run. A loyal and responsible person, the Knight of Pentacles will always follow through on their promises and plans and is very trustworthy, sharing their wisdom with those who seek their help. They are patient, level-headed, and can think carefully in any situation, although often needing time to mull things over before taking any foreseeable risks. This key encourages us to commit to our goals and stay true to the process. If we align with perseverance and honorable spirit, there is nothing we cannot achieve. That's beautifully written, I think. I love that. Be prepared for bad weather, says Rosemary. Is our Knight of Pentacles saying that? What do we need to let go of this week or this month? Good weather? So what is it that we need to let go of? Traditional structures, says Emmy and Moonshine. Oh, hi, you made it. My husband? Oh, is that what this is telling you? That's kind of big news. Now there's a partner and friend after reading the book, right? I like the Courts and the Pentacles. I feel like they're all pretty awesome. Let go of materialism, says Gracia. Don't hold too tightly to one desired outcome. I love that. That's a great interpretation of that, Michelle. They're a Libra. Except for it's the earthy suit. I don't know. Sean says, let go of worries. Everything will be taken care of. The work is done. You know, I have some worries I could let go of. And financial worries. Let go of financial concerns. Thanks, Sean. All right, Kelly, he's rolling up his yoga mat. Maybe some gentle movement this week will allow us to move out stale energy. Ooh, love that. Let go of the patriarchy, says Elle. I mean, you have to say that in that way, right? With enthusiasm. This is the Moonchild Tarot, Jilly. Oh, he represents your husband. Okay, that's good. I was like, you have to let go of your husband? That's terrible. Okay, I feel better now. Thank you for clarifying. All right, that was great. Let me set this. He is a flag bearer and can master a well-groomed man bun. I can give him credit. I can't give him credit for any more than that. Well, okay, Robin. It's okay. You can have that opinion. I'll allow it. All right. Did I miss any good answers to that question? Oh, Rosemary said he looks like he's being cautious and prepared. Let go of control, said Gwen. All right. Let go of obsessing over money matters. Oh, Kiana, you said that long before I had my little epiphany, so I have to give you some credit for that one too. Let go of being too self-absorbed, said Anne. All right. I think I got caught up. Those are great things to let go of. No, I didn't. I know I didn't say that with more enthusiasm. Again, otherwise known as a bun. This is a tiny hill I will die on. What's otherwise known as besides his... Okay. I don't know what hill you're dying on, Kelly, but I probably will watch this back someday and know. Robin said, where's the horse that got away? Good question. He probably just plodded along. Maybe he's out plowing the fields. Oh, rather than a man bun. Oh. Yeah, I only said man bun because it's on a man. But you're right. It is just a bun. Okay. Good call, Kelly. Good call. All right. Our third deck today. Ooh, what shall we do? All right. We'll do this one in the middle. How about the 5-cent tarot? Now, this is going to come with keywords for any of you though who know, which is why I didn't want to bring it up right first. But let's see what we see in the 5 of Pentacles in the 5-cent tarot. 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. This is for February, my month ahead spread. I have a 5 of Pentacles month, which I'm not really looking forward to. So that must be where that came into my brain. All right, so in the 5-cent tarot, the pentacles are represented as buttons. Buttons. People tease me sometimes when I say it like that. All right. Here is our 5-cent tarot, Knight of Pentacles. I like his little helmet. Oh, Kelly, man bun, guyliner. It is just eyeliner. It is just a bun. You're right. Yeah, this is really cute. This seahorse with the helmet just makes me smile. All right. So we obviously get keywords in here: responsibility, patience, accomplish. So we get some keywords. I think, for the most part, we've kind of fleshed out those themes. Anybody get kind of anything else right off the bat from this card? From the imagery, from the button, from the seahorse with the helmet. He's still got his armor, which I think is so dang cute. All right. Hello, hello. All right, so we have the button. We have the sort of foliage elements down here. And let's see, what do we have up in the corner? Come on. That's the leafiness there. Simon loves this deck. I love this deck. The cardstock is just fantastic, isn't it? So good to shuffle. So good. A button that holds 2 pieces together, says Gwen. Michelle says the button looks a little like a shield. So water imagery is coming through for us because of the seahorse, right? We get a little bit more of that water element with this card. Interesting responsibility is there, as I think male seahorses are the ones that get pregnant. Really? Interesting. That doesn't sound completely unfamiliar, but not something that I necessarily would have remembered. Male seahorses carrying the babies. Okay, so clearly that's a thing. White Tree Tarot. Christina, let our energy flow. Yeah, if he is male, he may be pregnant. Interesting. So kind of bringing that nurturing element from the Pentacle suit into here. Thank you, Elle. Pregnant with responsibility, says Kelly. He's pregnant with thought, says Elle, or a literal seahorse babies. A pregnant pause. Oh, good one there. Good one. I like that. Yeah, I did not know that about seahorses. So that really brings a lot more meaning into this card. That's fantastic. All right. So our third question, how can we best use our energy this week? How can we best use our energy this week? The fruit of labor, says Gwen. Yes. Nurturing, growing a new project, says Rosemary. Have you seen them? Have you seen seahorses give birth, Elle? Have you actually seen? Of course, you probably went down some YouTube rabbit hole. Kelly says, I thought he was wearing a Darth Vader mask at first. Yes, it does look like that. Kelly, I am your father. Don't let me do that again. Don't let me be funny. All right. Carry the seeds of our future carefully, says Val. Don't waste your energy on traditional responsibilities and roles. Jen, yes, right? And don't call this a man bun, just call it a bun. Let's not get caught up in that traditional stuff. How can we best use our energy? Says Robin. Make sure all your buttons are securely sewed on. Good. Yes. Gracia, being protective and nurturing. Oh, Fathom 5 Tarot says, hi, by the way. When seahorses give birth, hundreds of little babies burst out all at once. It's beautiful and amazing. I might need to go down that YouTube rabbit hole. That does actually sound really cool. The button looks like a drum. Like it looks like he's beating this button, right? Beating the drum. Can you imagine no, Elle. Let's not imagine that at all. You know? I've had one child. I can't imagine thousands. Really. Okay. So I love that. So how we can best use our energy this week. You guys are doing a great job with this. Thank you so much. Oh, hi, Venus. Let's see if I missed any other thoughts. Carry the seeds of our future carefully. I may have read that one out loud, Val, but I just read it again just in case we don't want to miss it. March to the beat of your own drum, says Jen. We need thousands of Shanes. The world would be a better place with more of my son in it. But I might be a little biased, but he's pretty awesome. All right, the process has already started. Just wait patiently and it will be born, says White Tree Tarot. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Venus. That's awesome. Anne says, by keeping to our emotions, but not letting them rule our head. I love that. Yes, I agree with you, Kelly. I do agree with you. All right. Oh, Gwen says role reversals could be healthy in our everyday relationships. Be flexible. I love that. That's great too. Elena out there. Hi, Elena. I don't know if I might have said hello earlier, but seahorses mate for life. And when they can't find a mate, they change gender and give birth without a mate. Yeah. Fiercely independent those seahorses can be. All right. That was great. So you'll have to forgive me. I need to get kind of clipping along here. I do have to get ready for a plane. I mean, it's in a few hours, but I still got some packing to do. Okay, so that was our 5-cent tarot. Oh, the mess I make. I really need like a nice little hideaway table here so I can tuck things away. All right. This one, I cannot wait to see what we have here. I have in my hot little hands the Anna K Tarot. Or Anna K, but I always say Anna K. Let's look at our Anna K. I love the cards in this deck because the faces are so funky and awesome at the same time. Okay. These are the backs for those of you not. This is the mass market version, but I really need to get the indie version into my hands. Here's our Knight of Pentacles in the Anna K Tarot. Sorry, you're going to get these are very shiny. I love that this knight is just chilling. You know, he's just chilling. I can't even think of another word for it. He looks happy, says Kelly. Yeah, like so content, right? I'm just appreciating the beauty around me. Yeah, I love this knight. He's not going anywhere. That's true, Gracia. And he's definitely taking his time, Gwen. Yes, a look of contentment, says Essence 818. Just waiting for his horse to come. You know, I kind of picture in this card, I really kind of picture, I think his horse is nearby, just like hanging out, munching on some grass. They're taking a nice restful break. Kelly says maybe he's enjoyed a little smoke and is thinking about snacks. He does look a little high. I can see where you're getting that. Always look on the bright side of life, smiling. No hurry here, right, Bastet? I like that. Kimberly says we have what we need. Hi, Kimberly. And satisfaction, comfy in his own world. Elle says it's like he's gazing upon the fruits of his labor. Gwen, he seems content. The sun is ahead of him. High on life, said Elle. Yeah, you don't need to smoke anything to be happy in scenery like that, I imagine. You know, it kind of reminds me of, you know, I've been to Maui, Hawaii a couple of times. And one of the things that they say you should do there, which I haven't done yet, is go up to the top of Haleakala crater and watch the sunrise. And I feel like I would look like this if I actually did that. Let's see. Sorry, I get into storytelling. He seems content, high on life. A knight always doesn't need to charge in an important message to appreciate where you are and what you have. The fight is over. It's time to rest, says Gracia. A proud boy. EOI, interesting, L. Emma, he's abiding, probably might have a smoke and just say, F it, super chill. Yeah, I've already said one naughty word today. See, Christine Bunnykiss says, hi. Knights of coins are never in a hurry. They take time to analyze. Resting on his laurels, work done, Julia. You know, whenever I hear the phrase resting on their laurels, though, I almost feel like it's you're resting on your laurels and don't really intend to move again or don't have that motivation to move forward. And I'm not, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm interpreting that common phrase correctly. Just don't touch his rug. I don't know what led to that. Okay, let's see here. Enjoy the life and time, says Venus. Slow and steady wins the race, Elena. You'd like that sans the axe, right? Sans the axe. What did I say I liked? Clearly, I can't remember from one moment to the next. I'm very much in the present right now, apparently. Is he wearing shorts? No, I don't think he's wearing shorts. It looks like, you know, those chainmail type armor that they wear over the top. So it looks like he has sort of, you know, tights or something, but then like the chainmail armor over the top. Pentacles on the shield. More pop culture references. I need a lesson in pop culture. When I come to see you, Kelly, we're just going to sit down and we're going to have school time. I especially love this depiction as you can think of it as a sunrise or a sunset. Fathom 5. Yes. Yes. L, to rest on your laurels means that you get lazy or complacent about what you could achieve because you're too busy basking in memories of former glories. That's kind of, see, that's how I was interpreting it. Okay, so I was not off track there. He's prepared but calm. Heavy woolen chainmail, very traditional, says Jamie. Now that's a good point. Anne says the sun's going down, reached a state of satisfaction, but still prepared to defend, to wield that axe to protect his sense of security. Oh, the axe. The axe. You mean this big axe right here that I somehow managed to completely not focus on? Got it. Elena, appreciate the beauty surrounding us. Do you have a heavy meal, said Abundance Tarot? I mean, maybe just finished eating, you know, letting it rest. All right. He is being very dude. Kelly and I were referencing the dude. Oh, from the Big Lebowski. The Knight of Pentacles is giving them massive dude vibe, giving you massive dude vibes. I get it. I mean, you are a dudist, so I get that. I've only seen the movie one time. Looks like a halberd. I love how you think I know what that is, Kelly. All right. Appreciate every step of pursuit at hand, says Emmy in the Moon Chart. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Our fourth question. Otherwise, we're going to go all day. Okay, let me pull this in front so I'm not looking totally away from you. How can we turn a negative situation into a positive this week? So if we encounter a negative situation, how can we use our Knight of Pentacles to help us turn it into a positive? Oh, the weapon is a halberd. So not just a regular axe, it's called a halberd. Woo, good one. Okay, thank you, Kelly. Yes, I did see lots of these. I just didn't know what they were called. I guess I called them an axe. All right, bye, Sean. Thank you for being here. All right. How can we turn a negative situation into a positive? Jilly says, remember the sun always rises. You know, even on the hard days, there's always a next, well, usually, if we're lucky, there's another day coming. The question was, how can we turn a negative situation into a positive this week? And just say, I'm going to say this one, just say fuck it. Yes, there is that option. I'm not really a fan of that. I would say, because, to me that kind of, and this is just my opinion. So please, your opinion and thoughts are still valid. But, to me, that's kind of like throwing up your hands and just saying, whatever. And I'm just not an whatever gal. I either need to find a way to move forward or feel better or something. I'm a Libra. It's a thing. All right. Gwen says, focus on the positives. See negatives as opportunities. The sun shines above the mountains or the obstacles. Yes, I love that. Julia, don't act rashly. Think it through before acting. Yes, right? Negative situations can sometimes leave us wanting to really react quickly and sometimes impulsively. And if we have more of an opportunity to turn that into a positive if we approach it rationally. And I've had a very personal experience with this in the last couple of days. If anybody is friends with me on Facebook, you'll know what I mean. Look at the bright side, says Abundance Tarot. I mean, exactly. I mean, it's kind of really literal, but I think that's great. Look at the situation with more relaxed attitude. Maybe it's not a negative one. Oh, you guys have great answers to this. I love this. Let's see. What else do we have? Now Kelly and Emma are off on a different movie. Take a step back, says Fathom 5. Make sure you have the whole picture. Robin, find peace in yourself. The world will spin by regardless of your anxiety. Very true. Very true. All right, let's see. Did I miss any? Elle says, simplify, get to the core of what drives you, and let the momentum of that passion carry you forward. Yes. Stop fighting yourself, says Jilly. Put your weapon down and gain perspective. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like this is a great card this week. I know we were all like, oh, another night, but I'm really enjoying this today. You guys are bringing some great stuff. All right. Shall we move on? We've got one more card, and we still got to talk reversals because I don't forget that anymore. Now that I've said that, next week I'm totally going to forget, or even today. Okay, this last one is a cute little deck that I have, and I got this deck because, one, it's in a tin, and it was just kind of silly and goofy. But I saved it for last because I'm not sure exactly how much we'll get out of it, but we're going to give it a go. So take this seriously, folks. And this is coming from the Vanessa Tarot, which to me is like, I don't know, a comic. I don't know. It kind of strikes me. It kind of has comic-y vibes to me. But let's find our Knight of Pentacles. And these are all female characters in this deck. So we will be looking at a female knight. Ooh, oh, there's some good stuff here. All right. This is the back of the deck, by the way. It's so cute. It is very 90s. That's a great way to describe it, Kelly. All right. Here is our Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Coins in the Vanessa Tarot. Oh, shaking. Maybe I need to cut off the caffeine. Come on, focus. There we go. Oh, I know who this reminds me of. All right. That's so cute. You thought it was, oh, I don't have the Gummy Bear Tarot, Elle. Elle, this reminds me of you, and I'm sure you know why. Fathom, I would die for her. She's a redhead. She's a fellow redhead. Rosie the Riveter. Kelly, you trimmed yours because of the offset border frame thing being each image drawing up the volume. Okay, so just, focus on the inside. It is like it's twisty, but it's, it's kind of like a stack of cards and one has been flipped over or something is what it looks like to me. Thank you, Jen. So what do we think of when we see this Knight of Pentacles? Like she's just, she's getting the work done. This is what I love. She's got her toolbox. She's like renovating a house is what it looks like. Hard worker, says Gracia. Yeah, it must be really tiny because this is a small deck because this is like, well, let's turn it over so you can see the image, but it's quite a bit smaller than a standard. It's more like a bridge size, I guess. It's a bit like the card game Happy Families Get Shit Done, said Aquarius Owl. Hardworking gal. Trust her, she'll get it done. And she looks like she's not hating it. She seems happy to be doing the work. To me, she's got this sense of, yeah, I've got this. Look at me carrying this big thing over my shoulder all by my dang self, right? She works hard for the money. Yep. Yep, Robin. Like that. Building something step by step, says Michelle. Gracia, responsible and practical. Hey, you know, that's actually a 50% rate since 818. That's not terrible. Emmy in the Moon Chariot, look at the whole picture from above to see additional details. She works behind the scenes and is not after glory, says Fathom 5 Tarot. Yes. Kelly says, this looks like me in my old job carrying bolts of fabric upstairs to your cutting table. Yes. Yeah, she is kind of a badass, isn't she? Let's show that. Let's show you. Oh, there you go. All right, let's see. What else do we have? She looks self-sufficient, says Rosemary. She knows where she is going, like her attitude, says White Tree Tarot. Building something step by step, said Michelle. Responsible and practical, says Gracia. I don't know if I read those out already. So I tend to hop around in the chat as things kind of grab my attention. All right, let's answer our fifth question with this really cute Knight of Coins. How can I get a handle on my anxiety this week? So this was our fifth question. So how can the Knight of Pentacles help us get a handle on any anxiety we may be experiencing this week? What do you think? To me, I think it's a lot about focusing on the actual task, you know, not getting caught up in maybe a lot of the other things or the things that aren't tangible. If we focus on what's actually tangible and just getting the work done, maybe that keeps us out of our heads and reduces the anxiety. That's one thought I have. Heather says, channel it into something practical that will keep your mind and hands busy. Ooh, I love that. Science to Soul Jen, take your time, work through one thing at a time. Essence 818, gather your tools and tackle one thing at a time. Oh, I had some ones up here. Robin said, you have all the tools, put them to good use. Aquarius Owl, work at it. By doing, says Christina, and taking small steps, says White Tree Tarot. Emmy says, do the work. Don't wait for someone else to build it for you. Yes, I love that. If we take control, if we carry the load, if we do the things that we need to do, and we're not maybe so much reliant on others, maybe that helps reduce anxiety as well. Just think about the very next step, not the final finished product. One thing at a time. Fathom 5 Tarot. Yes, I love that. Or if you build a house, you have no time for anxiety. That's true, Aquarius Al. Like if you just focus on the house, 5 complete tasks are better than 20 incomplete ones. You know, my boss has a phrase that I love, and it's done is better than perfect. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in the perfectionism of things that it's never done. It never quite reaches the standard. And therefore, we technically don't end up accomplishing anything. But if we focus on complete rather than perfect, we oftentimes are a lot more productive in our lives, in our work, whatever it might be. Yes, Essence 818. In other words, I get what you're saying there. Gwen, ask for the help of a trustworthy friend who will help you work through it. So maybe don't go it alone. That's a different way to look at it. L, roll up your sleeves, tackle it, and get it done. Stop the procrastination and just finish decorating your darn bedroom, L. L, this wall, that's for you, darling. Let's just admit it. See, I was pretty much thinking about the same work I have to do, said Science Schultz, Soul Jen. Yeah, my boss, it's a good one, right? And recognize your own strength and you'll get through. Yeah, we do got to glide motivate. Oh, you need to glide that, Jen. Yes, you guys need to glide motivate each other. And I'll glide motivate you too if you want. Action cures fear, says Emmy in the Moon Chariot. That's very true, right? If we just sit and stew and think, we can just get all wrapped up in those anxieties. But if we can take some kind of action, a lot of times that really helps us feel more grounded, I think. Hit it 2 hours before it started. Is that a part of different conversations I'm in? All right, Selkie. Oh, you guys are so nice shilling for my likes. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. This is, yeah, I agree. This is really helpful. All right, you guys, this was awesome. Yeah, and that was Kelly's question. So, Kelly, I hope you're able to take something away from that. I hope everybody's questions today, I feel like you guys gave some great answers and great interpretations. All right. We're going to talk about reversals. All right. So if our Knight of Pentacles is in a reverse, or if you don't read reversals, if you have a spread where it's in a blocked position, or maybe a challenge that you face position, or a blocking energy, what does the Knight of Pentacles reversed maybe mean for us? What do you think? So maybe rather than planning and purposeful taking our time, we're stuck or we are stagnant in a way that isn't healthy, that isn't going to allow us to make forward progress. Fathom 5 Tarot. Yeah, procrastination. Oh, yeah, stagnant. I swear I wasn't looking at the chat when I said that. I love it when we all come up with the same answer. Stop fretting. You are prepared. Time to move forward, says Fathom 5 Tarot. Impulsiveness, says Christina. Yes. L. So L is always really great at looking at the image really upside down and kind of seeing what that brings. His pentacle would fall and he'd come to a halt as his purpose would cease. His helmet would also fall, so his head wouldn't be in it. He'd be ill-prepared with the lack of intent and retrospect. That's pretty awesome. That's really good, Elle. Thank you. White Tree Tarot. He's about to drop the coin. Something is slipping out of your hands. Yes. Emmy, if you take action, you start seeing the solution, thus less anxiety. So we're kind of talking about that last question, right? Overcautious, says Kelly. Kiana, avoid complacency and check out all financial arrangements, financial mismanagement, and misleading advice. Reluctant to take action and unwilling to go beyond his comfort zone, inertia. Bastet, waiting too long and potentially losing it all. Kiana also says, preoccupied with material ambitions and too focused on acquisitions. Lazy, bored, set in your ways, feeling stuck, stubborn, stagnation in career. You've got all the reversal meanings right there. Val, reckless, not using good judgment. Gracia, obstinate, doesn't want to look at other points of view. And resisting the impetus to move forward and invest. Hold on to your cash, said Robin. Don't let it fall. Literally looks like he's throwing his money away. All right? It's about to drop right down in here into the wastebasket or the rubbish bin. I don't know why people say they struggle with the court cards, because you guys all seem like you have a super handle on this. Fathom 5. The Knight of Pentacles has the strongest of all knights horses. Maybe reverse means you're not putting enough trust into the things you should be depending on. Ooh, I love that. That's fantastic. These are all really great. Do not be complacent, Emmy and the Moon Chariot. Yes. I love it. Okay. I know I say that a lot, but I just get so dang excited by the end of this. I'm always really thrilled at the amount of information everybody pulls together. I know. I'm trying, I like to say some of the British words. They're more fun. I love these play dates too, Robin, and they are like a workhorse, but boy, I have a stack of work waiting for me. And I've been procrastinating making all my tarot play date notes. So, all right, shall we look at what our activities could be for the week? If you want to embrace the Knight of Pentacles energy, we will have if you have the tarot playbook, right? This one here, we use this as a guide to some random activity for connecting with their cards. And we have found that oftentimes it doesn't really seem to relate to the card it's associated with, but some of the activities have been pretty fun. Some of them have been a little bit silly, but last week's was pretty good, I felt like. Put some pep in that step, says Emmy. Yes. Oh, Fathom 5, this is your first one. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for participating. Okay. Pentacles, Page, Knight. Okay, this makes a whole lot of sense. So this one is called, so this is on page 162. Okay, oh my gosh, look at this formation, right? So we have the trees and we have this, but when I first looked at it, it looked like a monkey face to me, but now I don't see it. But when I first opened this up, but this is called The Fool's Journey Redux, and it's associated with Knight of Pentacles. The Fool's Journey is a simple but powerful tale. An idiot falls off a cliff, meets lots of interesting people, and discovers the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Alas, reality isn't quite as straightforward, which is why tarot was made into cards, not a book. So we're going to use the Fool, and then we are going to put the major arcana cards, and then, face down, and then you turn them over step by step, and I guess you're kind of going on a fool's quest. This could actually be kind of fun. And again, I'm sorry I don't read these things entirely out loud. I don't want anybody coming after me for, I read the intro, but I don't want anybody coming after me for copyright issues. But the last card will represent the Fool's ultimate destiny. So if you have this book, this might be a fun one to try to help you connect with your deck. But as always, for those who don't have the playbook or don't want to do that activity, we also bring forward a, who came in? Oh, Allison, you're Fathom 5. Nice to meet you. We also have an alternate activity. And these ones, the alternate activities really were kind of derived from the spirit of the card that we can do. Now, I'm going to read this out loud, but I know a lot of people sometimes can't write it down fast enough. And don't worry, I will put it in the description box below this video when it goes up, and on, well, as soon as Playdate's over. And then I also usually post it in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group, which if you haven't joined is a really fun place to share additional cards that you have that, you know, a lot of people have been showing the cards that the card of the week, their different decks, showing examples so we can look at other alternate cards. Also sharing the results of their Playdate activities or the coloring book if they colored that card. Thank you, Elle, for posting the link. All right, I'm going to read our final activity, and then I'm going to set you off on your Sundays. Knight of Pentacles. So this one's called, this was a Jilly activity. Thank you, Jilly. I'll be the designated driver. Pick 3 cards from your deck. The Knight of Pentacles is going out for the night and taking these friends. How does the night go? What do they talk about? Can you write a story about their night out? So how does your Knight of Pentacles interact with 3 other cards that you've randomly chosen from your deck? So that sounds like a fun one. Either way, whether you do the activities or not, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're watching the playback later, let me know what you think in the comments down below, or even if you've been in the live chat. I'd love to hear what you guys think, what's working for you, etc. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for being here, for participating. You guys are what makes this work. It would not work otherwise. And I'd be boring sitting up here talking about cards all by myself. So thank you for not making me be boring. I cannot wait until next week. I will be back in town, so Playdate's still happening next week, and we'll see what card we get then. But until I see you in the next one, as always, I'm sending you so much love. All right, guys, have a good rest of your day, night, week. Let's see how the Knight of Pentacles plays out. Stop licking your brother.